So now we are to start with periodic table, and for that, let's start with periodic table. So when we are talking about periodic table, we all know that periodic table basically is a table of elements in which many elements are arranged. So why do we need to arrange elements? Since what we believe is there are around 100 elements in this world. So in order to study the properties of those elements, it is a better idea to study them uh, in groups or in periods or in families. So that helps to minimize the load of understanding each and every element separately. For example, broadly speaking, we can classify elements. And for simplicity, we are just now classifying elements on the basis of metals and non-metals. So when I say metals and non-metals, I'm using a very broad term, and what does that supposed to mean? Whether elements are metals or non-metals. Now I don't need to study all the properties of all the elements of which are metals. When I say metals, I mean to say in metallic category, all those elements would be included which have, for example, better conductance. They are basically malleable. They may be ductile. They have metallic bonding and things like that. So when we are studying basically metals, what we mean to say, now all the elements which are metals have these properties. And then we are considering, for example, non-metals, we might be saying that they are, let's say, brittle. They may be having covalent bonding usually, and things like this. So when we are discussing periodic table, the basic idea is to help minimize the load of studying multiple elements. So the idea that led to the creation of periodic table is basically how simply we can understand all the elements, and that is basically the beauty of periodic table. Broadly speaking, we can basically categorize our periodic table into two main categories. Let's say this basically represents the structure of the periodic table. So in understanding the structure of the periodic table, what needs to be kept in mind always is we can divide this periodic table into two categories. One, groups that run from top to down, and the other one, rows or periods that run from left to right. So when we are discussing groups, we mean to say a family of elements that has similar properties, usually similar properties. I'm not saying same properties, I'm saying similar properties. And when I say a period or a row, what I mean to say is they don't have similar properties when we move in this direction in the periodic table. Consider, for example, uh, let me show you a periodic table.